the swamp's mouthpiece, setting the stage for deception. The mainstream media, they call themselves journalists. But what does that title really mean in today's world? They claim to be neutral. They present themselves as the gatekeepers of truth, the defenders of democracy. But is that really the case? They want you to believe they are objective truth-tellers. But behind the scenes, a different story unfolds. We've seen the cracks in their facade, the moments when their carefully constructed narratives fall apart. They are the propaganda arm of the radical left, and their weapon of choice is bias. Nowhere is this bias more evident than in presidential debates. These supposed clashes of ideas have become nothing more than carefully orchestrated hit jobs. The 2024 election will be no different. The stage is already being set. The American people deserve a fair fight, a real debate, not another rigged game. Buckle up, folks, because we're about to dive deep into the murky world of CNN's debate moderators and expose their agenda for what it truly is. 2020. A Masterclass in Bias, starring Chris Wallace. Remember the 2020 debates? They were supposed to be a platform for the American people to hear from their presidential candidates. But what we got was something entirely different. Chris Wallace, the supposed voice of reason from Fox News, was tasked with moderating a showdown between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Instead of being an impartial moderator, Wallace seemed to have his own agenda. From the very first question, it was clear that Wallace was on a mission to protect Biden and take down Trump. His bias was evident. Wallace constantly interrupted Trump and fact-checked his every word, while giving Biden free rein to ramble and lie. It was a masterclass in media bias. The American people deserved better. The audience could see the bias, and it was disappointing. The debate was supposed to be about the issues, but Wallace's bias overshadowed all of that. In the end, the 2020 debates will be remembered for the blatant bias of the moderator. Let's hope future debates will be moderated by individuals who understand the importance of fairness and impartiality. Biden's teleprompter timeout when the mask slipped. Let's not forget the most telling moment of the entire 2020 debate season, the infamous teleprompter gaffe. Remember when Biden, clearly flustered by a tough question about his son Hunter's shady business dealings, stammered and stuttered, desperately searching for the answer on his teleprompter?
Where's the teleprompter?
He mumbled, his eyes darting around in a panic. The mask had slipped, revealing the truth behind the carefully constructed facade. Joe Biden, the gaffe machine, was nothing more than a puppet, his strings being pulled by the radical left. Fact-checking the fact-checkers. Who watches the watchmen? They love to throw around the term fact-check, don't they? CNN, the self-proclaimed arbiters of truth, always ready to pounce on any statement that doesn't fit their narrative. But who fact-checks the fact-checkers? Who holds them accountable for their own biases and agendas? The answer, of course, is no one. They operate with impunity, their pronouncements taken as gospel by the unsuspecting masses. But we're not fooled, are we? We know that their fact-checks are often nothing more than thinly veiled attempts to discredit and silence dissenting voices. Dana and Jake. The dynamic duo of double standards. And let's not forget about CNN's dynamic duo of disinformation, Dana Bash and Jake Tapper. These two are masters of the double standard, always quick to condemn Republicans for the same behavior they happily excuse in Democrats.
Remember when Jake Tapper forgot to ask Joe Biden about his son Hunter's laptop?
Or when Dana Bash conveniently overlooked the numerous scandals plaguing the Biden administration.
These aren't oversights, folks. They're deliberate attempts to manipulate the narrative and protect their chosen candidate. The Russia hoax redux, when fake news becomes the narrative. We all remember the Russia hoax, don't we? It dominated headlines and conversations. A fabricated story by the media and the Clinton campaign to discredit Trump. It was a deliberate attempt to undermine a president. The media ran with it for years, relying on dubious sources. They never apologized, leaving the public with shattered trust. The same tactics are used today to push various agendas. We must become discerning consumers of news. Education in media literacy is vital. Local news can counterbalance national sensationalism. By demanding higher standards, we can rebuild trust. When fake news becomes the narrative, truth is a casualty. Stay vigilant. Ukraine, Hunter, and the laptop from hell. Ignoring the elephant in the room. They don't want to talk about it, but we need to talk about Ukraine. We need to talk about Hunter Biden's shady business dealings. We need to talk about the laptop from hell and the trove of incriminating evidence it contains. The mainstream media would have you believe that this is all just a bunch of Russian disinformation. They don't want you to see the truth, that Joe Biden is compromised, that he's beholden to foreign interests, and that he's unfit to be president. The power of the narrative. How the media manufactures consent. The mainstream media doesn't just report the news, they shape it. They tell you what to think. They manufacture consent. They create narratives that serve their own agenda, and they're very good at it. They use their platforms to demonize their opponents and lionize their allies. They cherry-pick facts, omit context, and twist the truth to fit their narrative. And the worst part is, most people don't even realize they're being played. Don't be a sheeple, folks. Don't blindly accept everything you see and hear from the mainstream media. Question everything. Do your own research. Think for yourself. The truth is out there, but you have to be willing to look for it. Don't let the mainstream media dictate your reality. Be skeptical. Be discerning. Be informed. Fact-checking has become a weapon, used to silence dissenting voices and shut down debate. If you dare to question the mainstream narrative, you're branded a conspiracy theorist or a misinformation spreader. This is dangerous territory, folks. We need to be able to have open and honest discussions about the issues that matter, even if those discussions make some people uncomfortable. The future of truth is in your hands. Don't let the mainstream media control the narrative. Make your voice heard. Vote for candidates who share your values. Support independent media outlets that are committed to telling the truth. We the people have the power to take back our country from the clutches of the radical left and their allies in the mainstream media. But we have to be willing to fight for it. The 2024 election will be the most important election of our lifetimes. The future of our republic hangs in the balance. Stay vigilant, America. Don't let the mainstream media fool you. We're in a battle for the heart and soul of our nation. The truth is our weapon. Let's use it wisely.